Hi, I'm Todd Henderson. Today we're going to be installing the RetraxOne tonneau cover on this 2013 Toyota Tundra. Now the first thing we need to do is assemble the cover. So we're going to take the cover, once it's out of the box, we're going to need to attach the rails. This is the driver's side rail. It's going to set right into the canister. Now to get the rail into the canister, the first thing that we need to do we have a bracket right here that holds the canister or the cover in place in the canister so it doesn't move around during transit. We're going to take a Phillips head number 2 screwdriver and pull it right out of this aluminum bracket. Now we've also done that to the other side as well, so we can pull this slightly out just a little bit. Once this is pulled out, we can also remove this tube from the spiral. This is just simply our shipping tube. Now we have to remove this bracket from the cover. That's what we'll do. Spin that right out of the way. What we're doing is we're accessing this hole and this hole. And once we've got this available, we're going to slide the rail into the rollers, line up the holes, and put the screws in. Now what we need to do in order to get the rail over top of these rollers is we first need to open up this lock mechanism, hit the latch, and that will allow that rail to slide in, because this is the same lock that clamps that rail into place. So we're going to pick up the rail, we're going to slide it right into those rollers. All right, now that we've got these tabs on the inside of the canister, we're going to line the holes up. We're going to take the provided number 2 screws, put them right into those threaded holes. Now what we're going to do is we're going to latch the cover in place so that the cover can't move back and forth in the rail, and we're going to fasten the passenger side rail to the canister as well. We are not going to remove the protective film on top of the cover until the install is complete. Now we've rotated this over so we can see the bottom side of the cover. We're doing that because we need to back these adjustment screws out a little bit. That way whenever we set it into the bed of the truck, it will clear the rails. Now that we've adjusted out the set screws next to the canister, we're going to go to the set screws that are closest to the tailgate, and we're going to release those back so that it'll fit in between the inside of the tailgate as well. And we're going to repeat these steps on the passenger side. Our last step in assembling the tonneau cover is to peel back the protective film from the canister cover on each side, and we're going to slide it right into the canister, right into the rails, and we're going to use the provided screws and Allen wrench and tighten that down to the rails. Now what we need to do in order to get the canister all the way up against the bulkhead is we need to remove the front bulkhead deck rail system. What we've got is 4 T30 Torx bolts that are holding this deck rail in place. The quickest and easiest way to pull that out is to use a T30 socket end adapter going onto an electric impact. We're going to do that right now. Once we have the Torx bolts out, we can slide this to the side and it pulls right out. Now if you've got the factory tie-down cleats, we're going to install those at this time. Just pull the plug at the end of the deck rail. Remove the tie-down cleats to about the center of the rail. One of the beautiful things about the Retrax is that it will definitely work with the Toyota Tundra deck rail tie-down cleats. Next we're going to want to install the clamps into the deck rail system. Now you want to pay close attention. The bottom of the piece that slides into the deck rail says this side down on the sticker portion. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that out. We're going to slide that in. And we're going to bring it far enough back to where it's going to clear that canister when we drop the canister in. And also we're going to rotate this down so it doesn't get in the way of anything while we're dropping the canister in place. We're going to install the next one towards the tailgate end. Now we're going to repeat that on the other side. Now since we still have everything out of the bed of the truck, we're going to go ahead and make a couple of 5/8 holes right into the bottom side of this plastic kickout. Now we recommend 2 people do this job. Just going to drop the canister all the way up to the front of the bulkhead and drop the rails in place. Next, we're going to close the tailgate. Be very careful not to contact the rails as we're doing that. We're provided a 1/8 inch spacer tool that's going to go in between the back side of the rail, and we're going to slide the rail back to give a 1 inch space between the rail and the closed tailgate. Set the spacer tool right up against the tailgate and slide the rail all the way up against the spacer. That draws the canister to the exact spot where it needs to be. We're going to repeat that step on the opposite side as well. Next, we're going to measure the inside of the rails right up above where the canister is. Take that measurement. We've got 58 5/8 of an inch. We're going to take it towards the tailgate and make sure we've got the same distance in the tailgate and use the adjustment screws to keep everything centered and set right in place. Now I'm setting these screws just to where they're going to contact the bed cap, not pushing away because then I lose my center. But once they contact the bed cap, I can take this clamp, slide it over, rotate it right in place. Now we're just going to tighten it down with a 9/16 wrench. Now that we've installed this clamp, we're going to go ahead and do the other 3 clamps in the correct order. First the front driver's side clamp, then the rear passenger side clamp, and the front passenger side clamp. Now we're going to go ahead and install the drain tubes. Before we can do that, we want to reach up and peel away the protective film that covers up the canister. We're going to take and install the O-ring gasket right over top. Well, we've removed all the protective film and that concludes the installation. It's time to go enjoy the Retrax tonneau cover. If you have any questions, call the experts. We're here to help you out.